Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of this week so far, and welcome to your middle of the day market update. A little bit earlier than normal because I made some mistakes, all right? And the biggest mistake I've made is not telling you that the markets were closed because the markets are closed today, which basically means that there's no stock market trading. And I didn't know because, if you take a look at the futures market right here, futures market obviously is open, the S&P 500 E-mini futures. But the S&P is not opening today, all right? So what that means is that there's less volume coming in, and that basically the start of the week is delayed. Of course, we do have some Asian trading, we do have some European trading, but that trading is also already reduced because we will not see the US open, and that's still most of the volume in the markets, all right? So no, the next 24 hours will still be volatile. Because, this morning we already said, the volume is still very low. The volume right now is a little bit higher at $22 billion for Bitcoin. And that will keep increasing, but volume this low will still create a lot of volatility. So be aware of that. Outside of that, I actually wrote, for those of you who don't know, on X, I write some sort of a weather report every single day. So if you kind of want to have an idea of what's going on in the markets, etc., check that out. And what I said there is that I do think trading is possible because ultimately, regardless of whether the US market is open today or not, obviously we will see less volume and we will see less movement. So that's a shame. But my prediction still remains the same, right? And that is that I still do think that we will see some bullish momentum short term, get some sort of a bullish move, reach higher than the highs we've made in the last week, get into 99, 100,000 potentially, and then from there, depending on the market circumstances, but from there most likely drop back down, right? So that is still what I expect. If we go over the fundamentals, like I said, the stock market futures are flat, obviously. But what we can see is that the dollar strength index actually is not bouncing that hard, even though it's at support. So that's fundamentally bullish, I'd say. Then outside of that, the total 3 is actually holding its support so far, so that's good for altcoins. Bitcoin dominance has rejected, so that's good for altcoins as well. So all in all, I'm left relatively positive. Now, obviously, like I said, volatility is going to happen, and am I certain that we're going to get this move up? Certainly not. But it still does seem most likely, looking at the fundamentals and just in general the state of the market right now. And we also have some sort of a fundamental bullish catalyst with those FTX unlocks coming up, which, whether that's really bullish or not, that is still going to fundamentally and in terms of the sentiment, going to provide some bullish momentum still. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Now, talking about the rest of the market, first of all, what I wanted to say is that the most interesting thing going on right now, in my opinion, is that Ethereum is actually quite strong. Now, I made a video this morning on Solana, and there we briefly talked about what's going on with Solana in general, a ton of bad shenanigans. Ecosystem partners being accused of supporting scam coins, and just in general a lot of value being extracted from it. So what that has done today is that you can actually see that Ethereum, as the main competitor to Solana and the other big layer 1 network, has shown some bullish momentum. Now, personally, I still think this needs to break above this level right here at 2800 before we can really call this bullish and sustainably bullish, and that we can really say, all right, an Ethereum narrative is coming up, and coins like Lido DAO, ENS, Arbitrum, whatever, can also rally. So like I said, I think it's too early to say that, but it's definitely an interesting development and definitely something that can be sustainable. We just need some more confirmation technically. And then outside of that, like I said, the altcoin market is actually developing relatively nicely. It's not too much yet. But it's a good sign that the total 3 is holding the breakout and that the Bitcoin dominance has rejected. So even though most of the market will not agree with me on that, it actually does look like altcoins, at least on the short term, can get some more bullish momentum. Now, outside of that, looking at the markets, is there more interesting things? BNX, so Binary X, is actually gaining quite a lot of volume, so that's definitely something to keep your eyes on. Outside of that, I can name some coins that I think are interesting. Maybe that's best. Usual is gaining some strength, and it's gaining quite a lot of momentum right now. So for Usual, personally, the level I have my eyes on is this level all the way up at 29 cents, right? So you can see usual right here is consolidating. If we are actually able to break above that that top of the range right here, then it gets interesting. But before, well, you could potentially say like 27.5 cents or 28 cents is already enough. Gaining some momentum right now, but if you want to enter this, wait for 28 cents to break to have a range break. Which we can actually take the retest on and potentially get a move up. Too early right now. Then outside of that, what more do we have? Barra chain is actually will break out soon, so keep your eyes on that if you're interested in that. Adventure Gold, which is a notorious scam coin, but it's also gaining a lot of volume. So if that is able to get some sort of a sustained breakout above 1.3, which you can see is the top of the range here, I think that can actually go much higher, and that's also relatively high in leveraged volume, which you can see right here. So that's interesting. But outside of that, it's a relatively quiet day, all right, as expected. I'll be back when there's news to update. I'll be back when volatility and volume returns. But for now, be careful. Focus on the opportunities that you don't hear about. And I'll see you all in my next videos. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.